welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you're new, we do always start by being transparent, and there's nothing to talk about. Yesterday, there were no NBA games, so
You
I
didn't
didn't
take the
have any
Mets?
action. I'm not getting involved with baseball until after All Star break. That's when
Just
I'll
keep
jump
betting
in.
the Mets.
I'm assuming they've been crushing it.
Well, I'm kind of joking because I'm a fan, but they started off 0-5, and everyone was like, "The Mets are so trash" and all that. I think they're 5-2 since then.
Gotcha.
Offense is working, so they've been a profitable team to bet on recently, and they're my favorite team. So I've been talking a lot of shit.
I haven't been paying attention to baseball at all, but Dodgers, they've been pretty good too, right?
Yeah, well, actually, they just lost to Washington last night as a minus 390 favorite. So, and I on the show I said
390. God.
I gave out Washington at plus 290, but I didn't actually bet it. Would have been a nice hit. I would have looked like the man, but I gave it out as a lean.
You know, you may reminded me of something. I looked it up a few years ago, but it was like pretty consistent every year. If you were to bet the favorites in baseball of minus 200 or less, I think it was, and it was profitable. It was crazy to think, but it was profitable every year except for one. And then when you start getting above that 200 range,
Yep.
you can start getting blown up. So
We
I think if you fade those big favorites, like higher than 200, you'd probably be profitable too.
we had that exact same conversation on the show yesterday. Whenever you see a MLB dog of like plus 280, if you just blindly take those throughout the year, you're going to turn a profit. That being said, I didn't bet it yesterday, so I can't really flex. I just gave it out on the show.
It's all good. People take that information. I'm sure some people took it to the window. So always good stuff there. What up to everybody in the chat? Looks like they're ready to go. Reminding everybody to hit the like button. I like this here. Pooper says, no Knicks talk, please. Stick to Tuesday and
He
Wednesday's
knows
games.
he's scared, bro. He's
Kyle
scared.
comes. First topic, Knicks basketball. And Rick White says, Skee, are we fading Kikuchi still / yet? Like I said, I haven't gotten into baseball yet, but what I know about him is I want to say the last couple years he started pretty strong, and then once his arm starts to get a little bit tired during the season, he starts to fall off. So probably when I jump in around All Star break or somewhere around there, we'll
I,
continue to fade him. Any
I
opinion
would
from you?
fade Kikuchi tonight, by the way, if that's what he's asking. The Yankees just saw him 10 days ago, and he pitched well. So the Yankees seeing that arm for the second time in 10 days, usually that favors the lineup. So I think the Yankees will tag him up tonight. I took the over in that game at 8.5.
Nice. And man, I want to get involved in baseball. I really do, and I like betting baseball. It's just when I start trying to cap all the baseball games every day, and then the NBA too, like my NBA goes down. I don't want that to
Oh,
happen.
100%. The only reason I'm able to do it is we have a staff here. So a lot of the notes for baseball are not from me. They come from someone on the
Gotcha.
staff. That's the only reason I'm able to do it, because I agree. You try to do more than one sport at a time, you spread yourself too thin. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, and that's a great way to do it when you have multiple people who you can trust, put everybody's head together, and that gives us a great chance to beat the books. So
Yep.
just like we do here with the chat. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. UCapper in the building, and I did see UCapper. I don't know how you call it, but the site that we've been using since he and some other friends have created it to cap this show. It's now live, right? So you could subscribe, however you call it. UCapper, you would have to talk about it better than I can, but a lot of great information at themoneyballer.com. Make sure you check UCapper out, and he reminds everybody to hit the like button. So let's get to it, Kyle. We got 2 NBA games up for today, and then some guys asking about Wednesday, but I'll be with you Wednesday. We'll talk those games out. First up, I know you can't wait. Lakers and Pelicans. Open Pelicans as a short favorite and hasn't changed. Still Pelicans minus 1.5 at most shops. The total, though, it came crashing down from the opener of 228 to about 224. You do have LeBron and AD both on the injury report. LeBron is probable. AD is truly questionable. Reddish also questionable. They'll be without Vando and Christian Wood. Anthony Davis did say that he was going to play in his playing tournament game, so I would expect him to. And maybe at that point, once LeBron and AD are ruled in, you get a flip of favorites. But there's a couple of things for me to think about here, Kyle, before I pass it to you. This is me talking from a fan perspective, honestly. The Lakers, I feel like it's almost a lose-lose game for them. If they win this game, you're rewarded with Denver in the first round. If you lose this game, then you got to play, another elimination game to try to get into the playoffs. My preference would be to not play Denver. I know
Yeah, but
they're.
you don't want to see the Kings in an elimination game. Kings own you guys.
I honestly would prefer to see the Kings, but I get it. I don't think the Lakers necessarily come in with that mindset, but I don't think they're fired up. Like we really want to win this game so we can go and face Denver. How do you feel about Lakers versus Pelicans?
I personally call bullshit on that. I mean, I like the Pelicans in this game, and I bet them. That being said, we were just talking about this right before we went live. I kind of feel bad because everyone's so excited for these games. I like tomorrow's games a lot better than tonight's. Betting wise, these games should be awesome to watch. Can't wait to watch them, and I bet them both. But as far as betting value, I like both my picks in tomorrow's games better than these. But I did take the Pelicans. I got the money line at -105. There's just two. Well, first of all, we need to address. I personally think it's bullshit that the Lakers would want to lose this game. I think that's crazy. I mean, these are the best basketball players in the world. They're not scared of teams. If anything, they probably want a rematch against Denver after last year. They're going to have to beat that team anyway to win the championship, which is the ultimate goal. So I personally call bullshit on the Lakers wanting to lose. I mean, I get there's a lot of differing opinions out there, but I'm not betting the Pelicans based on that. I kind of like the way you phrased it. Maybe they're not quite as motivated because it's like, oh, whatever. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world if we lose. I can get there with that a little bit, but the idea that the Lakers want to lose is not something I could co-sign. But my reason, all right. So my reason for the Pelicans bet is basically we just saw these two teams play Sunday, and I think just way too many things went wrong for the Pelicans and went right for the Lakers, where there's just way too much regression coming back. Number one being Zion Williamson, 4 of 13 with 12 points. Dude was averaging 27 a night the handful of games before that. He's obviously going to be more productive. The Pelicans shot over 40% from three. It was actually a down night compared to how they've been shooting the three ball. The Pelicans have been shooting the lights out, and the Lakers have one of the worst three-point defenses in the NBA right now. So I definitely expect the three-point shot to be there for the Pelicans. And then the big one, turnovers. The Pelicans turned the ball over 19 times on Sunday. 19 times. The Pelicans are third in turnover rate in the last 10 games. The Pelicans don't turn the ball over, and the Lakers have problems protecting the basketball. So instead of the Lakers winning the turnover battle, I think they lose it dramatically in this one. So there's just way too much regression swinging back to the Pelicans, and I got to pick them at -105. I like my play on New Orleans, but like I said, I like tomorrow night's games better.
The turnover thing does make sense to me there. I would ask this: if we like the Pelicans, why do we not just take them early? That's been the most consistent thing with the Pelicans. I feel like I say that every time we talk about them, Kyle. But Pelicans, let me just see here. My bad. Pelicans in the first half on the road, 25-14-1, 64.1%. As a favorite, 32-17-1. Lakers in the first half on the road, 15-24-1. I think I have a hard time trusting the Pelicans to end games. I just have seen it so many times where they struggle in that fourth quarter. So I'm thinking Pelicans first half. I really am.
Whoa.
Is there any reason? I mean,
Wait, hold on. You're going to be holding a Pelicans ticket tonight? I was not expecting that.
Let's not say that too loudly.
Yeah, I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting you to come on and be all gung ho about the Lakers. Was not expecting that, but I was not expecting you to put money down on New Orleans tonight. I was not expecting that.
I think you're right that the Lakers. It's not like the Lakers don't want to win this game, but I really see this game playing out like they come out the more lackadaisical team, and the Pelicans just after getting embarrassed last game, they come out and throw the first punch. And then if anything, the Lakers have to try to fight back into the game and win. So that's just how I view it all year long. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as we say, Pelicans first half. So that's what I'm like.
I also took the over. I don't know if you have any interest in the total. The reason I didn't bring it up is I'm not crazy about it, and I got it at 226. So I lost as soon as I betted it moved the other way. The last 3 times these two teams played, it flew way over the total, and I expect, just like Sunday's game, I expect the threes to be falling for both teams. The Pelicans cannot stop giving up 3-point looks, and the Lakers are getting cooked from three. And the Pelicans are a great three-point shooting team recently. So I expect kind of a three-point shootout. So I think it goes over the total. But market clearly disagrees with me because, like Skee said, this is at 228. It's down to 224 on some books now. So I lost some value on the number there. I'm holding an over ticket, not pounding the table to get you guys to tell me on that.
I think if my memory serves me correctly, these how do you call it? Play-in games, they've gone under more than over. And I think that's just what majority of people are betting. They
I was
saw it
thinking the
open
same.
and they just bet it down. Lakers haven't been the best defensively lately. Both teams' offense has been really good. So I wouldn't be running to the window to bet the under like everybody else was. So I guess that means I lean a little bit more towards the over with you here, Kyle. Um, People in the chat they said, yeah, money over bullshit. Hooper says I got to make up for some early season Laker bets. All right, looks like we're both liking the Pelicans here, and we'll expect points. We have one more game on the slate for today, and that is the Warriors and the Kings. This one, a little bit more movement on the side. Opened up Warriors -1. They're now 2.5-point favorite. Same thing can be said with the total for the last game. Opened 228.5, down as low as, I see some 222.5. So that's what, like a 6-point line move there. As far as injuries, we know the Kings will still be without Malik Monk, Kevin Herter. Warriors will be without Gary Payton II. I feel pretty. I kind of want to pass it to you because I'm interested to hear how you feel about your Kings before I bash them. But
I did take the Kings at +3, but again, reiterating what I said earlier, both these games feel a little coin flippy to me as far as how I'm seeing them. Obviously, everyone finds value in different places, but the last 3 times these two teams have played, it was a 1-point game, 3 in a row, 3 1-point games in a row. Seems to come down to the wire a lot, dating back to the playoff series last year. 5 of the last 8 matchups between these two teams have been one possession. So getting +3 with the home team, normally the key numbers in NBA start at 4 or 5, but in this type of matchup where they go back and forth and finish at a 2-point finish all the time, I'm holding +3, by the way. Did it drop back down to 2?
Yeah, 2.5 is what I'm saying. A couple of 2s, but mostly 2.5.
Oh, wow. So, okay. So I grabbed the +3 on Caesars and that's gone. So, I guess that's good that the bet I took last night is no longer available. I think that's something. But yeah, so these two teams have played one possession games so many times. Like more often than not, these two teams play it down to one possession. Kings, they just reek of undervalued to me right now. There's this consensus that the Kings are playing like trash. You look at their schedule. Yeah, they're 2-5 in their last 7 games. Look who they've played. A 1-point loss to the Suns, a 1-point loss in Boston. And Boston didn't play their starters in the fourth quarter, so that one's maybe an asterisk. But a 1-point loss to the Suns, one of the hottest teams in basketball. 1-point loss in Boston. They lost on the road in Oklahoma City by 7. They didn't even get beat there. They got beat by the Pelicans, a team that just beat Golden State in a must-win game. On the road in New York, Knicks, one of the hottest teams in basketball. What I'm saying is if you look at that schedule, like the last 6-7 games for the Kings, there's a lot of teams that are going to be sitting 2-5 in those 7 games. It's a really tough schedule. Kings have been playing great defense. And look, I can't really make an argument about the Kings stopping the outside shooting from Golden State. Last time we saw these two playing an elimination game was Game 7 last year, and Steph Curry dropped 50. He went off 50 points. And the Kings, the weak spot of their defense is the 3-point shot. So I expect it to be there for Steph and Clay and whoever else on Golden State. But I feel like you can make the exact same point for Sacramento, who shoots a ton of threes. 47% of the Kings' shot attempts have been threes in the last 10 games, and they're hitting them at a pretty efficient rate. Golden State doesn't have the best perimeter defense. We just saw the Pelicans shoot 54% from outside against Golden State and beat them. So, yeah, I just think that the Kings catching 3 points, I have a little bit of value there. And I feel like there's a lot of people placing the bet with the mindset of, like, I just can't see Steph losing this game, where it's like, well, They does lose these. I mean, he just lost his last elimination game. He lost, and he wasn't good. They lost by 20 points to the Lakers. So that they do lose these games. And the Kings, you can make an argument that if De'Aaron Fox doesn't break his finger last year, they dispose of the Warriors in 5 or 6. I'm not making that argument. I'm just saying you could make it. The line is just off because of everyone betting Golden State with the mindset of Steph's not going to lose. And that's kind of like the only angle where it's like, there's not on a neutral court, there's a 7.5 point gap between these two teams, 6.5, 7. No way. So Kings at home, play some good defense. Hopefully their threes are falling and this should come down to the wire.
There's one thing you said that I agree with, and there are a lot of things you said that I disagree with. The one thing I agree with is Kings defense has looked a lot better lately. And it's going to have to if they're going to do anything because you're missing too much extra firepower. Malik Monk, who's extremely likely to be the sixth man of the year, they're going to miss him offensively. Kevin Huerter, they're going to miss him. It's going to be a lot of relying on, obviously, De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis, but you're going to have to rely on Keegan Murray and Harrison Barnes, who are both inconsistent. So just a combination of those things. And I agree with another thing you said. Sacramento has been playing competition, but at the same time, I don't really care because I just don't think this Kings team is that good without those extra players. They're not going to be able to keep up offensively with what the Warriors are able to do. The Warriors, in my mind, they can be an elite offensive and defensive team. I said the Kings have been playing good defense lately, but they're not a team that I trust to do that consistently. We've seen it for the past 2 years. Mike Brown has been begging them to play defense, and they do it in pockets. So I trust Golden State more on that side of the ball. Golden State is healthy. And even if we just, look at Golden State, all the other times they played Sacramento, Golden State was playing very inconsistent. They were unhealthy, etc. And the Kings were more healthy. Now Golden State is healthy, playing their best basketball of the year, winning 10 of their last 12 games. You look at this one a little bit more. I mean, y'all see the shirt. It's really it's the truth, Kyle. It's levels to this shit. The Warriors, you can say they lost their last elimination game, but guess what? Out of their last 11 elimination games, they've lost 3. 2 of them have been to LeBron James. One of them was because Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson both got hurt. I mean, I don't see LeBron James on the other side of the court tonight.
I mean, if De'Aaron Fox doesn't break his finger in game 4, the Warriors don't even see 7 last year against the Kings.
I was heavy on the Warriors in that series. Bet the Warriors in game 7. I'm a believer in what I've seen from this Warriors team. Klay, he's been playing a lot better lately. He's not looking like Clank anymore. I trust Golden State to get the job done in this game. And as far as the total, this is one where I agree with it coming down. We talked about the Kings playing a little bit better defense, the Kings missing offense. I can see a scenario where the Warriors win a low-scoring game, kind of just relying on their defense. So if I had to play the total, it would be under. We did lose Kyle for a second, but let's look at some comments here. Maybe Kyle must have not. He didn't like what I had to say there.
No, I don't know. Just yeah. Hold on. Let me try to zoom my camera, and it's not working.
Oh, my fault. That's why you put.
Yeah, hold on. Let me zoom. Let's go a little closer. Come on. This thing's fucking annoying, man. There we go. That's good.
All right. So I was saying the total, if I had to play, I agree with the market because Kings have been playing better defense. I trust the Warriors defensively also, and just a little bit lack of firepower for the Kings. How do you see the total?
I mean, I took the over, but I completely get why it's moving down. I think the 3-point shot's going to be there for both teams, and I could see this one running. I took the under in the Kings Pelicans because the numbers pointed towards an under, and there was like 260 points scored in that game. Both teams are hitting their threes, and that's what I expect to happen here. I expect the 3-point shot to be there for both teams. So I understand. Ronald Ucapper in the chat just said under is 10-2 in the last 12 playing games. I get it. I get the defense shows up in these big games, but personally, I went with the over, but I don't even like it. I really don't like either of these games. I like tomorrow's, man.
Fair enough. Don't have to like every single game. Don't have to play every single game, but we did give you guys some good information on both of these. And with that said, I think that's it for today. We'll move it on over to best bets. And Kyle, we know. Make sure you got for one before I put that best bet up there. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter at Kyle Kirms, and also make sure you guys check him out on YouTube. Same name, and he does shows on baseball, basketball, probably every main sport that people are betting. So a lot of great work done by Kyle. If I missed anything, if there's anything you would like to promote, Kyle, and also no pressure. If you don't have one, it's okay too. But if you have a best bet for the show.
I guess I'd say Pelicans money line be my favorite bet, but it's not. I'm not seeing a ton of value in these games personally.
Fair. And for my best bet on the show, I'll go with Kyle a little bit. I'll go with him for half of the game. I'll go Pelicans first half minus a half point. And like I always say, we appreciate you guys in the chat. All of us versus the books is how we get the job done. So best of luck if you tell. Good luck everybody on all your action. And I'll catch you guys again later. Peace.